Remember the nights we stayed up late, afraid I would light in the dark.
When I was 12, 13 years old, back in 1982, I was the typical kid running around in the neighborhood. It's a tomboy. Had some best friends in the neighborhood, all guys. We'd go out biking, jumping hills. And we were doing all this, and then one day I woke up and had a lump in my leg, and my knee hurt. They did all these tests, and it just seemed like a lifetime. It was test after test, and it took a couple weeks, a couple months. They had a biopsy all the way up my thigh, and here I thought I was going to have to live with this big scar up my thigh the rest of my life. I was mortified. And while we were going through this process, all the way up my thigh and around my thigh and into my knee, the cancer was growing. And I went in the morning for chemo. It was October 12th, 1982. And when I went in, my parents had already been called a couple days beforehand and let them know, so they were prepared. But I went in knowing that I was going to lose my hair. I was devastated. Devastated. It was the worst thing in the world for a 12-year-old to lose her hair. I went in, and they said that they were going to have to amputate the next morning.
Something so good should last forever, I heard you say.
Just trying to stand up on crutches, you can't do it. People think, gosh, look at her, she's on crutches. Well, it's worse than that, because your balance, if you have a broken leg standing up without that whole leg, it's a very odd feeling. It's a real odd feeling. But I'd learn how to sit, and I'd learn how to stand and walk stairs, things you don't think about, which is just so natural to me now. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I made it through high school. I went off to college, met tons of people. They're still friends of mine now. Had a great career in the recruiting industry. Was a vice president of a company. Was doing great.
Sunshine day, you spoke of happy thoughts, and we dwelled in their goodness and
I had my daughter, Madison. And then afterwards I had Mackenzie. When she was 4 months old, this was in 2005, 4 months after she was born, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I found the lump on my own. I was working out. And when I was working out, I found this lump. I thought it was milk. I was real excited, like any mother would be, that maybe you still had some milk. And I grabbed the pump and started pumping. And nothing came out. I still wasn't worried. Called my doctor in the morning. Looked at my lump, said it is definitely breast cancer. She could tell, but she was going to go in and look anyway. She did the surgery that Friday. This all happened within a week, Monday through Friday. Went in and she found that it was a lump, and 2 lymph nodes were also cancerous. She took everything out. They had told me it was completely gone. I was going to have therapy just to get it all done, make sure nothing else was there. So I had the whole regimen of eight months of therapy. Went through it, and then I was cancer free. I had lost my hair. I worked the whole time through it. I had it on a Thursday, took Friday off, and then I was cancer free. I was just shy of 2 years clear, which is the big highlight of anyone that has cancer.
my body is so weak, I can't do this anymore.
And then the cancer came back, which
because I want you
I
to see
ticked.
for all that
And I had no idea what it was. It hurt, it was soft, and there was pain. And I knew cancer didn't hurt, and I knew enough of this because I've done enough research. But I was scared, and I also knew in my gut, I think this is bad. I had lost my job the day before, after 7 years. I was already dealing with that. I have now found this lump. And I'm not one to put things off, but I think I just didn't want to deal with this. I was hoping it would go away, which I know better. And then Tuesday I woke up getting ready to get the kids to school, and my arm was killing me. I had pain down my arm, in my armpit, and I got the kids to school, and I went across the street to the park and sat there, had a good cry, picked up the phone, called the doctor and said I need to come in right now.
Can you see the pain I hide?
I just knew it. You just know these things. You know it when you've already been through it. And the scans showed that it was in the third level or layer of your body, which is not good. It was in the lymph nodes, which that travels through your body, which is not good. And it also showed up in my bone in my femur of my leg that I have, which means the breast cancer had traveled. And I have to say, in my heart, I thought that was it. It was too much. I knew it was too much, and I'm not a person to give up, and I'm nothing but a positive person, but I thought, this is it. There's no way that I can beat this. I went through that therapy, didn't lose my hair. I was thrilled. Got on the spinning bike, and every time I was miserable, I worked out, and I made it through, and that was in May. By December of 2008, it was completely gone. Not a sign of cancer in my body. They kept me on therapy for another 12 weeks just to make sure. I was completely clear of cancer, which after having it twice, the doctor tells you that and you go, okay. You don't jump down, you don't have a party, you just take it and you walk out the door. So I came home and said, okay, I'm free of cancer. Life goes on. And 6 weeks after that test, I stood in front of the mirror, freaked. It was a Friday afternoon that I saw it. It wasn't there the day before. I woke up with it. It was all black and blue. It hurt to touch. And trying to think, did I bump into something the day before? Same thing anybody would. What did I do? Did I bump into something? Did something hit me? Monday morning, I walked right into the doctor. Didn't even make a... He get to the point that you don't make appointments anymore. I walked right in and I said, what is this? And his jaw dropped, which I knew was not a good sign. And he said, I have no idea. He said, immediately you need to go get a CAT scan. And they came back, and not only this was cancer, but all these showed up to be cancer. I had a couple nodes in my neck, and all those little guys that shrank were still cancer. So 6 weeks later, after having all these tests done, and anyone with cancer, we believe in the test. We believe in them. We live by them. We trust them. The doctors trust them. And those tests 6 weeks earlier showed nothing. And here it was, it popped out of nowhere. And so that day I started therapy. And it's scary because you know, if it can come back that fast with 6 weeks ago being clear, you are scared. So once you have breast cancer, you always have the fear of breast cancer. So it's scary. You live with it forever. My kids know that I go to the doctor. They know every Monday Mommy goes to the doctor. And they're 3 and 5. You know, they're growing up with a mom with breast cancer, and that's really sad. They don't have a normal life like the other kids. They're growing up too fast, just like I did when I was 12.